Welcome back to Prime Time, everyone. This is now episode 21 of our playthrough of the Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion. We are currently playing a Dunmer Spellblade in what I am calling the intended playthrough. And what that means is that we are playing the game only with a handful, and in this case 4, bug fix mods that make the game run a little bit more stable and just correct other bugs that were just not supposed to be in the game at the time of release. I like to think that this is how the developers would have wanted us to have experienced the game when it first came out. But this means that there are no modifications, there are no additional features, there's no tweaks to how the game works. Everything is as it was when it first came out, except for those bug fixes. On our previous episode, we actually were working on the Thieves Guild quests. And it was actually a pretty extensive set of quests. We actually started the night with the Gray Fox's quest, with the leader of the guild's quests, to actually get started with that. And it actually took us the entire episode to work through those and to finish it off. It was a huge, huge quest. We actually went out and we gathered a huge number of items for the Gray Fox so that he could actually pull off his greatest heist. And by him pull off, he meant send to us. And that heist was to actually break into the White Gold Tower in the capital city and steal an Elder Scroll from the library and bring it to him. It was going to be what he said would be the greatest heist of all time. And he wasn't wrong. It was a rough heist. Not necessarily just because I didn't bring a bow into the place that I needed a bow for and didn't realize I needed a bow until I'd already gotten down there. But it was just a super long quest and there are so many moving parts and things that are going on in it. But it was a very good quest. It ended with us turning the scroll over to the Gray Fox and learning that the Gray Fox is actually not the person we thought he was. He's not someone who has lived for 300 years. He's actually, it's kind of like the Dread Pirate Roberts. He was just the latest in a long line of Gray Foxes. And the Gray Fox stems from whoever wears the cowl of the Gray Fox. And this was apparently an item that was stolen from Nocturne, who is effectively the goddess, the patron goddess of thieves. And it's something that apparently this happened many, 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 many years ago. And it's been passed along ever since. And the curse of the Gray Fox is that nobody can know who the Gray Fox is in real life. They're erased from history, I believe is the phrase they used. And that the Gray Fox was attempting to use the Elder Scroll as a way to break this curse and pass it along. In this case, pass it along to me, which was so very nice of them. But it turned out that this person who was wearing the cowl of the Gray Fox was actually the former Count of Anvil. And after he passed it to me, I put it on and I became the Gray Fox. Unfortunately, I didn't quite understand how this worked, and so apparently it might not have been the smartest move, even though it's a pretty good piece of gear. But it ended that way with us taking control of the Thieves Guild, including the guild house in the docks of the capital city. And that's where we ended off. Tonight we're going to be taking a look at the DLCs for this game. We're going to be starting with the Knights of the Nine, I believe, is where we're going to start. And we're going to be diving into the DLCs for this. So if y'all join me, let's go ahead and get started. So we literally ended the episode last time with this guy breaking into my goddamn house, my goddamn guild house, and trying to kill me. And I, of course, had to execute him with extreme prejudice because, you know what? You come into my house, and I am going to drop you like a ton of fucking bricks. Anywho. I don't care about anything he's wearing, and I'm sorry. My face feels like it's covered in cat hair right now from Vera, and it's not... I'm not allergic or anything. It's just, it's that thing like you feel something and you just want to get it off so it's not bothering you. And I'm okay. There, we got it. We're good now, I think. So my question is, yeah, I did leave it on. So this is a really nice helm. It's just got a terrible, terrible side effect. And that's that everybody knows me as the Gray Fox. It does, however, give me 25 points of sneak, 200 points of feather, and 120 points of a foot radius of detect life, which means it would be very possible for me to go on and actually change out these pants for something different, which would be very cool. The only problem is that everybody recognizes me as the Gray Fox, and I'm just not a good person. So it's going to be a little difficult getting in and around It's gonna be a little difficult getting in and around town. Can I not open this? Is that a fake door? I think it's a fake door. I'm being extra careful because I don't know who is out and about. Might be a boarded up door. It could be. It just felt very odd for it to be like that. All right, so I think what I'd like to do is we're going to leave that on. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop up to my little base up here in the north, the Frostcrag Spire. And I'm going to actually drop off some stuff. I'd like to see if I can find some other gear that would better complement what I'm doing. Because I've got this excellent, excellent helmet now. I've got these really cool gloves. I mean, granted, they're heavy armor. I've got a cool shield. I'd love to find some armor and pants that are... And I guess technically boots, too. That are just going to be really, really nice pieces of gear to wear. And I think for right now, I'm going to grab the black hand gear that we got after we became the listener. And I think I'm going to put some of that on. So, because that gives me some actually really good stats. I could switch some of this over. Actually, I can't wear boots, greaves, or chest when I have the robe on. Shrouded armor. Okay, that's something, potentially. That's actual armor. And that actually gives me basically the same things. Okay, okay. We can work with that. We can work with that. We can grab the Imperial Dragon Greaves. We'll leave our boots for right now, because Chameleon is a really nice effect to have. So, actually, we're not going to use the robe, because we can't use our boots, right? Yeah, we can't use the boots. Ooh la la. Okay, let's get our pants back on. And, where'd I put it? The Shrouded Armor. Oh, the Shrouded Armor replaces everything too? Damn! Y'all suck. Y'all really suck. I mean, if that's the case, I may as well just stick with this. And that hood, I mean that it's like a friggin' ski mask. Damn abs. You like seeing them abs? I kind of wish I had abs like that. I mean, I kind of wish I just had abs at this point. Like, I made the mistake of weighing myself the other day, and god damn, I was depressed. I was so fucking depressed. Let's go ahead and get our quest going here. We need... I think the quest we're looking for is Pilgrimage, is what it's called. Yep. I have heard of a mysterious prophet who preaches outside the desecrated chapel of Dibella in Anvil. I should find out if he knows anything about who attacked the chapel and why. I think I'm going to not show up right in the middle of the city. That would be a bad idea right now. My sneak is okay. But I don't think it's quite at Skyrim levels of sneak. Because in Skyrim, you're allowed to sneak and like stand in front of people and they won't see you. And this, I don't think it quite works out that way. Even though I've got a 101 plus... well, I don't have Chameleon anymore, so that's a problem. But I do at least also... Wait, I do at least also have access to invisibility. So there is that. So I'm very sneaky, very sneaky. Do you know I'm here? He does not know I'm here. But he knows my horse is here. Oh, God. I can apply... Oh, I can apply poisons. Oh, I don't want to... I don't want to help this guy because he's going to try to kill me. That's okay. He apparently doesn't need my help at all. Jesus, dude. I would love to find the camouflage enchantment so I can actually put it on gear as opposed to using the sigil stones, because I can't get sigil stones anymore because there are no more portals. We've closed all the Daedric portals. All right, here we go. Question is, can we sneak inside without anybody knowing we're here? We're going to break invisibility real quick. But I don't know if they're going to see us fast enough with our sneak. Okay, there's nobody here. That's good. Good signs, good signs. All right, this is going to be... All right, we got to see if we can get it so that we're not sitting around people. I am going to also put away my stuff, because I think that walking around with your weapons out does make you easier to detect, especially since I'm wearing heavy armor, or I'm using a heavy shield. I'm hoping that I can come over here and he doesn't see me. Hello? Oh, shit!
You're the Grey Fox.
No, I'm not.
I'll make captain for this.
The hell you will! Bastard. All right, chat. Does he live or does he die? Choose now. Choose wisely. He's trying. He's trying to find me. He dies. What? Watch out! You watch out, buddy. Come on. We're gonna get like 1,000,000 bounty. Let's go. You don't have any friends. Ha! You have no friends. I'm gonna take that key. I'm gonna take that gold. And now I'm gonna talk to you.
Well, well, a wayward son returning to the church. What do you want with me?
The Anvil Chapel attack.
This is only the beginning. Umaril has returned, as foretold by Pelinal Whitestrake in his dying breath.
Who the fuck is that?
Does no one remember the old tales? Saint Pelinal, the divine Crusader of legend, Alicia's companion when she overthrew the rule of the Aelids 3,000 years ago. Pelinal, with the aid of the gods, fought the Aelid sorcerer King Umaril and slew him. But Umaril's spirit survived, and he has now returned.
Okay. Alright. Sorcerer King. So what the hell are the Aelids? Other than this civilization that came before us. Are they like another form of elves, or?
Do you understand nothing?
Don't tell me. I'm
The
just musing.
blood speaks. I can read the ancient runes if you cannot.
I cannot, I promise.
As uibala, umarale el nada rakuva. In the alien tongue, by the eternal power of Umaril, the mortal gods shall be cast down.
Are we sure his name isn't Sauron?
Upon Umaril's ancient
Certainly sounds like
foes
some Lord of the Rings
and
stuff.
a threat.
So how do we stop Umaril? And if you say we don't, I'm killing you.
Alas, Umaril cannot be stopped. Not without the aid of the gods.
Okay.
Not without
You
the
just saved
Crusader's
yourself.
relics. Without a champion, the gods are powerless to act. But who among us is worthy to wield the divine Crusader's weaponry?
Who indeed? I bet that Martin guy would be pretty good at this. I bet he'd be worthy. Let's go find... Oh, wait. I will quest for the relics.
You would quest for the holy panoply of Pelinal Whitestrake? The legendary relics that have been sought by mighty warriors throughout the ages? Are you a worthy knight?
Well, maybe that's the problem, is that you've been looking for knights when you need more than that. Like, look how many different answers I can put up here. I'm a worthy knight. I am the hero of Kvatch. I am the champion of Cyrodiil. I am the arena grand champion. I am the archmage. No, I serve this. Look at all of these different answers I could pick. I kind of want to pick no, I serve Sithis and see what happens. You know what, the hell with it, I'm picking it. Praise Sithis!
Indeed. And yet you would seek the holy relics. The gods will find you.
Maybe that's what the
an
problem is.
interesting plaything.
Maybe you needed someone who
Have
fights
no
dirty, like me. How could I see? That was the problem from the get-go. You keep trying to send the holiest of holies out there, and then every time they run into something that's not so holy, it's like, ah, damn it, my code of honor! I can't break it! Ah! And then they die. And then I come around and it's like, oh, code of honor, what the fuck is this shit? And he's someone who always executes the job exactly.
The gods grant insight to those they deem worthy. Why and how they act is not predictable. What I can tell you is that, traditionally, knights who wish to quest for the relics would walk the pilgrim's way.
The Pilgrim's Way.
Travel to
Okay.
the way shrines of the 9 divines. Pray to each of the gods in turn, and ask their favor upon your quest. If the gods deem you worthy, you will be granted a sign. Go forth with the 9's blessings.
Okay. Will do. So I'm assuming everything that we've been talking about here, the 9, 8, and 1, I assume it is the 8 divines and Talos. I assume is what they mean. It's not a group of 9 knights. It is literally knights of the 9 gods. Or you know, a knight of the 9 gods in this case.
May the
with me.
8 and 1 guide your steps.
Oh, whoops. I hope that doesn't start a fire. We're no warrior of light that spooked an old man, but I think we'll suffice. We'll be alright. We will have to find and kill Chaos, though. That much is sure, for sure.
You're a Gray Fox.
No, I'm not!
I'll make captain for this.
Look how happy he is. I'm actually invisible, sir. Like, what good is my stealth if y'all can see me like this? Especially since apparently you can understand where I am at a moment's notice. I'm just gonna start murdering everybody, because why not? Should've... You didn't give me a chance to pay a fine, asshole! You just said, get fucking dead. Because I'm way better than you, that's why, dude. Way better. I will take that. That's a new key for me. And I will go ahead and go back to being invisible. See, I'm done giving any fucks about the guards. If the guards want to pick a fight with me, I will just outright slay them. I'm just done with the guards. At this point in time, I am strong enough to take on the guards and win every time. There is no beating me. They would need to overload me with such numbers and force that it would take the entirety of their garrison to stop me at this point. And I'm okay with it. I'm okay with being effectively a demigod at this stage. I'm good with this. Now, where the frig am I going? Pilgrimage, map. Well, that doesn't help. Map of the pilgrims, where? Is it in my inventory? Have I just not seen it? I didn't see the item that came. He gave me something, didn't he? The Way Shrines map, okay. Oh, okay. Arche, Mara, Debella, Akatosh, Julianos, Kynareth, Talos, Zenithar, and Stendar. They are spread out pretty far. Okay. But we should be able to find them without too much trouble. So we need to get to these 9 different shrines tonight, and I expect that we are going to be tested at each one of these, as opposed to just get to it and pray. I think I need to actually head around somewhere here, I think is where I gotta go. So let's start heading north, and we're actually gonna, for the most part, walk for this. I mean, there's not really a whole lot of reason to fast travel, at least for right this second. It also gives us an opportunity to gather some more, herbs and stuff, because we are going to need some more herbs coming up soon, I think. Because we're getting to a stage where I am spending a lot, and I don't have a great way to refill certain things. Especially if I'm not going to be going into town so much anymore because of the whole Gray Fox thing. I mean, I guess I could take the hood off, but I mean, that sounds like an awful lot of work. So I might just not do that. Also gives us an opportunity to kind of level up some of these spells that we're working on as well. Because we're going to be out and about. Alright, so that is the inn right there, and I'm hoping that we're going to get a marker as we get close to the inn that gives us the location of the shrine, because the shrine should be relatively close to this inn. Based on what I saw, it should be somewhere right around in here. So if we continue past the inn, we should find it. I will take that. Let's go ahead and actually keep everything sheathed for right now. I mean, the good news is if anybody does happen across us, we're basically just a single cast away from just being done. You know, we just cast invisibility, and they just kind of go, "Oh, where'd he go?" because they don't have any way to find us. Okay. I'm not seeing anything. And that's actually a little surprising. I would have thought it would have been close by. Okay, that's some deer. So let's take a quick look at that map again. Okay, so it should be due west of Kvatch. Yeah, it should be right around here. I wonder if it just doesn't pop up on the map, if it's something you actually got to find. But it should be in this rough area. Maybe in these rocks? Well, what is all this? Lady's mantle, that doesn't help me. Tiger lily, tiger lily. In the rocks somewhere? Huh. You would think the one closest to Anvil would be the easy one to find. You would think. Arrowroot, if I remember right, gives me strength buff properties, potentially. So that's actually a good thing for us to have. We can use that for combat. Also, it will help us carry things. Also, what is this up here? Is that a deer? Oh, it is a wolf. Get wrecked, sir. Get absolutely destroyed. Okay. Where in the heck is the shrine? There's no way that's it, is it? That seems... could be. That could be it over there. It seems a little far, but it could be it. I mean, it's not too... I mean, it's in the... I guess the range, I'd call it at this point. You know what? Actually, I do think that is it, because it does look like the layout of a shrine, because we've seen some of the shrines. I'm actually surprised. I guess, is that the map? Is that the map icon for it? It just seems like a weird, out-of-the-way location for it. You would think that a shrine to one of the divines would be on a road, right? Yep, okay. Way Shrine of RK. The gods are not mocked. They require an honest heart, not one hidden behind a false face. Well, apparently they don't like my hood. I guess I should fix that. I'm over-encumbered. Continue your penance to earn the gods' forgiveness. Oh. I have, okay, well, I've earned. I'm okay now. All right, cool. All right. Next. Hey, Ashley, thank you for the 10 itty-bitty bitties. That reminds me, Volkitten, are you still floating around? I don't mean to call you out of a lurk if you are lurking. I'm just curious if you're still here. Because I owe you a little something. How are you doing tonight, Ashley? Hopefully you're having a good day. Would I like some cake Zuka? I mean, cake does sound good. I don't know if I'm crazy about the delivery method. You know what? Beggars can't be choosers. All right, give it to me. Let's go. Let's go. I'm waiting. I'm ready. I'm ready, coach. I've steeled myself. Okay. I got some of it. Mara is now west of Anvil. I've actually... I thought I had that one on my map. It's going to be around Meridia's Shrine, though. Or wait, no, that's not Anvil. That's Skin Grab. My bad. I was nice and gave me you a choice. Oh, well, thank you so much. Let's head on over to Meridia's Shrine and see what we can find and see where that puts us. So that puts us to the west. It puts us right over that little hump thing. It actually is going to be quite a bit closer than that. So we are going to want to go more to the east. I will take that flax, thank you very much. Is that... Oh, I was hoping that was Nightshade. I will take the flax, though, actually. Flax is great. Flax is good for poison. Nightshade is better, but flax is also good. Lady Smock. I think, actually... I think that this icon straight to the east of us is where we gotta go. There's a Smoke and Oblivion portal site. Nice! It's always cool to see those. We did some good work on that, team. We did some awesome work on that. Alright, just in case this is somebody we actually don't want to fight. Oh, what? Are you a Daedra? What are you doing here, buddy? Sneak attack for 6x. Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. I mean, we can all fight. That works. Oh, you couldn't be talking about me, Tay. What am I doing here? What are you doing here? That's the better question. What's up, my man? It's good to see you. I do believe that is Talon, famous for completing Persona 5 The Royal on hard mode. It's a very famous individual. It's a good dude. You should go hang out with him sometime. Hard mood is what it is. Hard mood. What is up, my friend? How are you doing this evening? I hope you are having a great day. He was my ass. I mean, you called me gorgeous. I thought we were just telling tall tales at this point. Yeah, he finished. It was a good run. It was a great run. Well, I think it's because I was undetected by the Dremora is why it gave me the option. And that just doesn't normally happen. Normally, I'm pretty much like in main combat with them. I'm just kind of walking up and I'm just smacking them around because it's what I do. Nah, not really. Not really, Tang. I'm not that good looking. Alright, so where is the shrine? It literally looks like it should be here. Oh no, that's the mine. Okay. That's the mine. Which is that. Okay. You cried 4 times. What'd you think about that ending, my man? What'd you think? Because now we can talk about that ending. And we couldn't do that for a long time. Where the heck is that gosh darn shrine? They're normally pretty visible. And they had some high points and some low points. A lot of endings do. Most endings do. Alright, let's consult our map again real fast. And to check this. Okay. So, the Mara Shrine is north of the road, but it is west of the first curve. It's probably about midway down the slope before it hits the trough on this. Which means it should be somewhere right around, like right here. So we are going to head west and a little bit north. So like right here. And that should put us where we need to be. It's mostly west, but a little bit north. I really resonated with Maruki, and it really hit me when it seemed as if he fell. I mean, the guy meant well. He really did. He did. But man, he just... removing... Oh, there it is, right there. Removing free will is just never a good way to go about it. Sorry, I've been very thirsty tonight, and this is a really good batch of tea, like better than normal. Oh, Nightshade, nice. Any more? I always am up for more Nightshade. I think that's Nightshade. Hell yeah! Damn, each one of those Nightshades represents another poison. Acrobatics has gone up. Heckin' yeah. I'm an acrobatic motherfucker. We gotta take off our hood again. Continue your penance to earn the god's forgiveness. I understand his motivations completely, and it really hit me that he was just trying to save everyone from everything, including themselves, because I felt the same way in the past. It took me a long time to realize I was being toxic. Yeah, and that's... You gotta let people... I mean, you can't save everyone from pain. You just can't. Because at that point, people just aren't living. They're just your puppets at that point. But what'd you think about that post-credit scene? What'd you think about that? I thought that was a great kicker. Alright, so it's south and a little bit west of the fork by Coral for that. So, say like right around there? So we're just going to go north and east of Wendir. Okay, let's go. It made me want to buy Strikers immediately, just to be completely honest. Am I allowed to tell you something about the canonicity of Strikers? Okay. So, Strikers officially follows the vanilla Persona 5 story. There are no mentions of any of the royal content. However, as far as I'm aware, there is no contradictions of the royal content either. So while it does not, it doesn't recognize and it doesn't follow through with them, it doesn't say that they'd never happened. So theoretically, everything in Strikers could, or everything in Royal could happen in the Strikers universe, or in the Strikers, I guess, story. It just isn't referenced. There's no mentions of Sumere. There is no references of Maruki. As far as everybody is aware, Akechi is still gone, even though it seems relatively obvious that Akechi is still floating around because they've just never come out and said that he's gone. And I think that's our other shrine. Beautiful. There's our shrine. Are you do this to me, Atlas? I think the biggest reason they did it is because Strikers was in development at the same time that Royal was, and so they didn't know what was going on. Thank you. I'll take that venison. Thank you very much. So they didn't know how the story was going to go in Royal, so they didn't want to have to wait and have strikers take that into account. And I really think that that's what it comes down to. It's annoying, but it makes sense. Okay. So we're making good progress on these. That's another divine shrine prayed at. As long as he doesn't give it a reason to, I think it'll be fine. Yeah, Akechi strikes me as the guy that once he was done with Shido, he just didn't care. He fulfilled his purpose. The Akatosh Shrine is directly west and almost a tiny bit north of the fork in the road that leads to Bruma. But it's actually a fairly far bit west. So, it's, say, right about there. So, let's go to Bruma Caverns and head southeast. But I really enjoyed it. At some point in time, I am going to get that playthrough up onto YouTube. It's just a very, very daunting task because it is literally 50 episodes. And it's so long. It's so much. Hey, K&M, how's it going? It's good to see you. I'm doing pretty good. Working on some more Oblivion. Played some Pokemon today. Finally beat that bastard Blue. I named my rival in my playthrough. I named him Butthead because he kind of is a butthead. And it was so frustrating trying to get past him. He was just so not very nice to me. Alright, there's another one. Put that back on. He was so heavily abused and rejected by everyone that it literally broke him. But he made those decisions for selfish reasons. So I'm really, really hoping he'll be alright. But what with Maruki, no psychologist he's met, will definitely have turned him off of therapy. I'm sure. I honestly, I feel like that Akechi, he kind of feels like a sociopath almost. So you know how I'm nuzlocking uranium? Well, should I allow mystery gift Pokemon? I would say no. Starting Knights of the Nine? We are starting Knights of the Nine. We're working on it right now. We've actually just hit our, 4th shrine? Sorry, I got a little fly bugger floating around here, getting in my face. I was very upset earlier because one of his buddies down here was flying around my face, and I inhaled him into my nose, and it was one of the most unpleasant experiences I have ever felt. It hurt so much. It hurt so much. Yeah. Yeah, it was, and it's not even it wasn't even a big one. It's one of those tiny ass buggers. The ones, like, if it landed on a piece of paper, would be the size of a period, but damn did it hurt. We finished the Thieves Guild. Yes, we finished the Thieves Guild last episode. We are now the Gray Fox. All right, so the Shrine of Julianos is going to be just east and a tiny bit north of the hump after the intersection. So, let me check that again. It's the southern one. which means we need to be right around... It's going to be around Fort Sejanus. Yeah, it was a long bit. We went... That was an extra long episode. Uh-oh. Get him, Shadowmere! I like how I was able to get the sneak attack. It's so nice having the longsword have the same sneak attack damage as the dagger. That is so nice. Alright, we're going to actually be heading... I actually think it's this way. We're looking for one of those pillar suckers. You had a glitch where you did Knights of the Nine before Thieves Guild and it prevents you from finishing Thieves Guild, so I will forever not have that quest completed. Oh, that sucks, dude. That sucks a lot. I hate it when that kind of crap happens. Could you use, like, a console command to get it to work, or were you on a console instead of PC? Ah, there it is, right there. Go ahead and take off our cowl. Oh, there it is. Oh, bugger, he's flying around my damn face. On PC, there's probably a way to do it, I'm just not sure. You'd need to look into the set stage commands. That's how you get the quest to go to specific points. The Way Shrine of Julianos has been prayed to. Alright, I think that's 5, right? 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, so Talos is next. Talos is kind of out in the middle of nowhere. It looks like it's southwest. Mostly south, but somewhat west of that little tiny island in the river. So let's see. I'm thinking it's going to be right around here, which means I don't have a good travel point. Let's go to Charcoal Cave and see where that gets us. The last part where it made you sit to do the Elder Scroll, it wouldn't let you. Ooh, ouch. That sucks. We had a heck of a time trying to get that part of the quest to go. Like, we couldn't figure out what it wanted us to do in a lot of cases. Because the tracker... like the pointer of where you're supposed to go, it was actually not very clear. Alright, we're going to go a little bit more south. It sucks because you were basically done. You had to get the scroll and escape, but you were basically done. Shadowmere is unconscious again. Yeah, that's what I was just describing, Luna, is using a set stage command to get past it. Alright, let's be on the lookout for our friend, the shrine. Ought to be close. Poor Shadowmere. Yeah, how do you like it, you stupid bear? Little asshole. Get back here. Give me your pelt. We need to go a bit more east. And a little bit more south. I think that's it right there. Yep, that's it right there. Yeah, it's not very clear of a path that you need to get down, and the walking up the gorge is a highlight. Yeah, like... It's interesting, when we had to come out to find a bow and it was directing us back in, it actually tried to direct us in through an through an unopenable door as the most direct path to get there, and it was very frustrating having to remember my way in. Oh, didn't I take it off? Oh, I thought never mind. I thought I took it off. I guess I didn't click hard enough. You forgot a bow that's so... Well, I didn't... It's not that I forgot. I didn't realize it was actually going to be required. It was not a fun time. Like, there was legit a rage moment. So, y'all remember there was a point in time on the last episode where I picked something up and I threw it. I'd like to show you what it was I threw. It was this pencil sharpener. I threw it and it literally shattered. I spent time after the show gluing it back together with super glue I had down here, and it seems to be okay. But it broke apart into like 3 pieces. And I was not happy. I was very unhappy. And unfortunately, the worst part is that it was a not empty pencil sharpener. There were pencil shavings inside. So there were pencil shavings all over my floor too, so I needed a vacuum. It was not a fun time. I was so upset. Got a clip. I have to take a look. I'm pretty sure there is one somewhere. Alright, so Zenithar is just north of Breville. Alright, so map. It's literally going to be right in here, I think. So yeah, I feel like such an idiot tonight. So I was talking about I was playing some Pokemon this evening. And right now I am on the Silphco section of Fire Red on the hack I'm doing. And so I'm playing through it, and I'm at the rival fight. And the rival, and part of the problem, and I've described this ROM hack before, but basically, in this ROM hack, teams are very intelligently built, and the AI knows how to use those teams to basically their best ability. And so I'm going up against the rival team, which is actually really challenging. Because every single mon has a move that counters the normal counter picks for that type. And they're also extremely powerful. They also have a... What the hell? Oh, it's is that an ogre or something? Maybe? I don't know. But they also have what are called... they have really good EVs. And I've never had to work with EVs before. Those are basically, they're basically skill points, for lack of a better term, that you use, and you gain them by fighting different types of Pokemon. Each Pokemon you KO or get experience from gives you a certain number of EVs and a stat. And so you only have a certain number of EVs to work with per Pokemon, 510 to be exact. And so you need to allocate them in a specific manner to make sure that you're not wasting things, and your Pokemon is at the strongest capacity it could be. So the AI always has its stuff set up correctly to maximize potential. And so it's presented some problems, and I've actually had to go through 2 complete team rebuilds to make my team work. Because unfortunately, he also gets access to Mega Evolutions before I do. Up until this point, I've actually had to go through the past 2 gyms and the rival fight here with having to contend with Mega Evolutions when I don't have them yet. Which, as you can imagine, is kind of a problem. Because Mega Evolutions are kind of powerful. So I went through actually a couple of different rebuilds before I finally said, you know what, fuck it. We're going to go out there, and we're going to go out and find one of the biggest badasses that has ever graced the Pokedex. And that was my good buddy, Alakazam. Because in this game, any Pokemon that would evolve through a means that would include a trade now has an alternate means to evolve it. In this case, it uses a special item called a link cable to actually evolve and turn it from Kadabra to Alakazam. But I tell you, this guy he's a beast. He is an absolute just undefeatable beast. I ended up going out and I found one with basically perfect starting stats. And right now, after setting it up correctly, it's sitting at over 200 on its attack and speed, which means it is a kill. It kills. And so I got into this fight and I started trying to go on. It's like, okay, I'm ready for this because I can use Alakazam to kill Electivire because it's part fighting type. I can use it to outspeed and probably do a really big chunk of damage on Charizard before it kills me. And then using that will help set me up to go the rest of the fight to be able to take down the others, because I was this close to pulling it off before. But I ran into a problem as I'm going through, and my Alakazam is not outspeeding anything. It's like it's going last in every case, and I couldn't figure out why. I ended up playing a little bit of a tricky game and basically stalled. I stalled the game to the point where Charizard wasn't as strong, and I could kind of chip it away. And I got really lucky because the final Mon my rival had tried to put me to sleep and missed the attempt, and then got hit with a ×4 super effective attack and just ended the match. I went back and I tried to figure out what happened and why I had so many problems with that. Because on paper, my Alakazam should have outspeeded everything. It should have been able to outspeed because it had super high starting stats. It had correct numbers of EVs put into it. I had changed the settings around so it prioritized speed over everything else, and it was getting crushed. And I finally figured it out. It took me like 20 minutes to figure out what happened. There's an item that you can get called a Macho Brace that speeds up the training of EVs, but it literally halves your speed. I had forgotten to take it off because I'm not used to having items on my Mon that actually do anything. So I forgot to switch it out. And then just for shits and giggles, I went back to an earlier save state I had to try it out and make sure that was what the problem was. And I won the fight handily. I won it without too much trouble. Whereas the last time, I literally was on my last Mon. Alexander doesn't use attack. Well, yeah, I understand. I was trying to simplify it for people who may not know. But yeah, it's a special attack setup. It's the speed nature. It's plus speed minus attack is what it was. The cool thing about this ROM hack is that in every Pokemon Center, you can pay somebody there to change your nature for about 7,500. It's a really useful feature. So you can always, if you're already fast and everything, you can change it so that you emphasize attack over defense or something like that. Or in this case, I actually emphasize speed over attack, which was again helpful. Yeah, timid. That's what it is. I don't remember the natures because I typically because Pokemon trains you when you play to not pay attention to those things, because unless you're playing at very high levels, they're completely unimportant. Because Pokemon has always taught you to get the type advantage, be hyper aggressive, win. That's how Pokemon is played when you're playing just against the AI. This is much more of a competitive style thing. Like, you have to know competitive thinking and just know how to do baits and stuff like that. And I'm getting better at those, but they're still tricky. They're not how I normally play. But you got to know how to think like that. I've been wanting to get into Pokemon. What do you recommend in regards to emulators or overall games? I think that Fire Red is probably a good start, because it gives you that vanilla experience from the original generations of Pokemon, but it also gives you a bunch of quality of life changes that were presented in a little bit later games. As for emulators, at this point, the only emulator I am recommending for basically everything is RetroArch, because RetroArch does everything. RetroArch literally is an emulator platform that you can load individual cores into that allow you to then play basically whatever game. Not only that, it has immense support for plugins, texture packs, and stuff like that to make things look even better. And if you're really, really smart, you can get it set up so that you can play on your computer, back up your save files to your Google Drive, and then have the Google Drive send those files to your phone so you can play on the go. I'm still getting it set up to make that work. I still can't get the final bit of it to work. But RetroArch is so good. It's so good. I played Sword, and I played a few when I was younger. Sword is not a bad way to start off. I think Fire Red's a good place to start. Gen 3 is a good place to be overall. I'm not as familiar with Gen 4, 4 and 5. I haven't, which would be Pearl, Diamond, Platinum, and then Black, White, and then Black and White 2. I played X, which is Generation 6. I did not play Generation 7, which was Sun, Moon, and then Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. And then I played Pokemon Sword on Switch. We played that last year, actually, on the show for a charity show. Whatever one where Tortwig was the starter, I played for so long. I'm pretty sure that was Gen 4. I'm pretty sure that was Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. So definitely RetroArch. Hands down, RetroArch. As for what game, I think Fire Red's a good place to start. I think that if you recently have played Sword, though, it may be a step backwards for you. That it may be difficult for you to adjust, potentially. You might just have to try a few of them to see which ones you like. Anywho, we got hella distracted. Where's our next shrine? Kynareth is way, way out there. Okay, so it is just north of that little bend in the river. Which, I think it's actually this. Which means this actually might be the closest spot. I took it off and then put it back on. This I'm pretty sure I did. Yep. Pray to the Way Shrine of Zenithar. Yep, we're good. And, didn't mean to do that. We need to go east. I like grinding levels, that's about it. That's actually one of the things I can't do in this ROM hack that I'm playing. It actually has enforced level caps. There's actually a ton of different difficulty hacks in there. There is an enforced level cap, so you cannot over-level things and just beat it through superior leveling. You have to use the set battle mode, which means you can't switch Pokemon out every time you KO something, which is cool. And you also cannot use items, which means there's no X items, there's no healing, there's none of that nonsense. So it makes it actually extremely difficult. Actually, I think Kynareth actually might be on the lake here. It actually might be south. Hello, hello, hello. Ooh, imps. I like imps because they can give me imp call. This isn't a sword anymore. It's a baseball bat is what it is. I swear to God. I think that... No, that's just a tree. I thought it was maybe something poking through the tree. Shinies are fun. They're hard to find, though. There's actually somebody I know on Twitch that is working on a challenge. They are trying to complete a living Pokédex of shinies. And for anybody who doesn't know what a living Pokédex is, basically it means you have literally every mon, not just their final evolutions. And they're trying to do every one of them as shiny, which is incredible when you think about how much that is. They're actually pretty deep into the games, obtaining it. I don't even know if I would consider it fun. I would say it's going to be tedious for everybody but the most diehard fan. I mean, hard considering several legendaries are shiny locked. I mean, you can have shinies. It's just the rate of having it show up as shiny is so incredibly rare. It's not worth mentioning. Like, every Pokemon has a shiny variant. Every single one. It's just they are extremely rare. Ah, there it is right there. Just a grinder at heart. I mean, if you're a grinder, go for it. It has been a long time since I completed a Pokedex. The last time I completed a Pokedex completely was in Pokemon Red. Way, way in the beginning. Because that was me. That was way back in the original 151 days. I mean, some legendaries are impossible to get the game to roll shiny to the point that the game auto rerolls if that happens. I don't think that that's correct. I don't believe that is actually correct. It may have been true at some point, but I do not believe that that is true at this time. All right. We got one more, I think. Just one. We have the Shrine of Stendar, which is north of Leyawiin, it looks like. Because I don't think Leyawiin's on this map. I think Leyawiin's like actually right around here. Oh, yep. Oh, I can scroll. I didn't realize I could scroll. It's about halfway between Breville and Leyawiin. And it's basically where it's west of where the river basically pinches almost completely closed. Like right here. So it would be somewhere like right in here, I'm thinking. All right, we'll go to Fort Redmond. Oh, okay. I'm glad that... Okay, I'm glad I prayed. All right, so I need to go northwest. No, well, mostly west. We got to cross the river. But yeah, there's so much cool stuff going on in this hack. So, like, there's Mega Evolution. That's my big selling point. I love Mega Evolution. I think it's the coolest mechanic that they have come up with in a long, long time. I think that Mega Evolution is fantastic. I really enjoyed it. I think it was an absolute travesty that they got rid of it. But I love Mega Evolution. The game actually has an expanded level range, because typically most Pokemon games cap out with you getting to around 60 or so. Whereas in this game, you are going to be grinding your mons up into the 80s to be strong enough, because that's where some of the final teams are sitting at. They're sitting at like mid-80s. What game's trying to level or living deck shinies? I don't remember which game. I apologize. I don't know exactly which one it is. I haven't paid that close attention. It's one of the later ones, I'm pretty sure. I just don't remember which. I didn't catch which one. If Captain Condiment is still floating around, he could tell you. Maybe could tell you, because I cannot go that way. Because the person I'm describing is someone that he introduced me to. Alright, so we're... Alright, let me... Did I think I might not be in the right spot. I wish I could zoom in more. It's actually by the road. I think I actually need to head east. I mean, it should be easier to spot in the day, you would think. We're just going to keep hopping. There it is, right there. I see it. Main issue is that several of the legendaries with story relevance in SM, Sun Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon are shiny locked and not available in the Crown Tundra. Are you sure? I'm not sure then. It might then be, in that case, it might be a living dex as far as what is obtainable then. I'm not sure. I just know that that is the challenge. They are working on a shiny living dex. Oh, I actually had that off. Whoops. Rejoice! You've completed the pilgrimage of the 9 way shrines, and your sins have been washed clean. I've completed my pilgrimage to the way shrines of the divines. I should pray and wait for a vision to guide me on my quest for the Crusader's relics.
Hail, knight! You seek my relics with a worthy heart.
I do? Oh, hi. Okay. Okay.
Or perhaps you have...
Oh, I'm really high up. Oh.
I think others have sometimes spoken to me. Others like you.
I would really like to not fall.
Perhaps the others came after you. Your need must be great for the gods to allow us to speak.
Please don't let me fall, Spirit.
The accursed found a way back. The foulest of a foul race. 1,000 curses upon his unholy name. I thought I'd won, but I should have known. The slave masters are a cunning breed. Umarin found a way to cheat death as I could not.
I mean, I think you're doing a pretty good job.
Would seek for my relics. I know little that can help you.
I mean, you're a
All that has
spirit.
passed since my death is like mists that my mind cannot take hold of. My friends built a shrine upon the site of my death, where the elves tormented me in a final act of revenge.
Okay, so the Aelids were
Where it
elves.
once stood. Perhaps it is there still.
Okay.
Fare thee well, Saturday.
Okay,
May
thanks.
the gods grant
Could you please put me down? Carefully. Very carefully. Please? Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Okay, so I'm waiting for you to... Okay, there we go. Upon completing my pilgrimage to the Way Shrines, I've received a vision from the divine Crusader Pelinal Whitestreak. He revealed the location of his lost shrine, which is where I should begin my quest for the relics of the Crusader. Alright. So this direction, generally. Okay. So whatever direction this is... Aha! Okay, so in the middle of the lake. Okay. That works. Sure, why not? I mean, seems fine. Alright, so is the shrine underwater? I am confused. But are y'all excited about the new Pokemon Direct that's coming up soon? I think it's like next week or something. Supposed to be dropping some big news on Brilliant Pearl and whatever the Diamond one is, or whatever they call them. The remakes of Diamond and Pearl. And there's probably going to be information about the Arceus game that's coming out next year. And they said there should be some other stuff too, which would be cool. Okay. I'm almost in the mid... Right here. Oh, hi. Hello. You have a shrine in the middle of the goddamn water. Okay. Oh, hi. Uh-oh. I should probably find, Oh, hi. Hi. Hope I'll be able to buy another Switch soon because I sold my Lite for rent money and I want a console, not a Lite. That's fair. Don't hold your breath. Can I sneak attack a Wraith? Is that a thing? I missed. Because I didn't realize that I had switched spells, because I'm an idiot. That's alright, we got this. My endurance is being drained, you bastard! Well, I had switched spells and forgot that I switched spells. I forgot that I wasn't still on this. I was going to reset this duration and then try to sneak attack, and then I realized, oh crap, I switched to my Wizard Fury right as it cast. So, unfortunately, I'm an idiot. Now, I probably cannot sneak attack you, but we're going to certainly try. Oh shit, I can! Oh, missed. Does he not know? Okay, he knows, he knows. He knows! Oh, you're still alive. Now you're not. Cool. Go. Although my Light is still at the card shop for sale, so worst comes to worst, I'll rebuy it. Yeah, go for it, dude. I'm generally excited for remakes, but I'd rather not get my expectations reasonably high. That's fair. I mean, I was never the most invested in 4th gen. I really don't know anything about it, so it's hard for me to get super excited about it like I did for Soul Silver and Heart Gold, because I really, really love those games as a kid. Actually, not even as a kid, as a pseudo-adult. I am really liking the fact that I can sneak attack the damn undead. That is making me smile so much. Yeah! Little fucker. Get destroyed. Alright, switch. Switchicles. No, you don't see me, you buttface. You see nothing. Come on. Nope, not today. Man, they are ugly SOBs. Hey, Older, how's it going, buddy? It's good to see you. Hope you're having a good night. Got him. All right. Let's take a look in here. That's just a regular gate I can open, I think. Yep. Nuh-uh-uh. Missed! Oh, and I leveled! Nice! I got so bored of playing Sword and Shield. I kind of what I want to do is I kind of want to just upload all of my rare pokes that I can't do that I can't replace, the really good ones, and I want to upload them to like my Pokemon bank and start over again, sort of. But I don't know if I for sure want to do that. I kind of feel like I want to. Downloaded Ultima 4 from GOG and trying to get used to controls. I have never played any of the Ultima games before. I know some people who have that absolutely adore them, but I have never played Ultima games in my life. Closest I think I've gotten to Ultima is like old school Baldur's Gate. We're doing good though. We're doing good. We're finally delving into some DLC here for Oblivion, and it's been some good times. Stupid zombie. Oh, the skeleton is summoning reinforcements. Outstanding. Yeah, parkour, parkour. Oh, you buttface. Are y'all stuck? I can get behind. Oh, okay. You're sort of stuck in that you can not move, but you can certainly reach. Okay, was that the... Okay, that was the one that summoned. Okay, cool. That's the one I wanted to get. Got him! No! And boom! Got him. I imagine the doggos and the space alien are locked, as well as the stuff added in the expansions. What do you mean, you mean Zacian and Zamazenta or whatever, and then Eternatus or whatever? Is that what you mean, Kirby? I'm pretty sure you could probably move them up to your Pokemon bank and go from there. You don't see me. Well, apparently you don't want to hear, though. Yeah, okay. Have I done the Mehrunes Razor DLC yet? I have not. I have not. This is only the second DLC we've started. Oh, damn. Apparently sneaking is not very effective against these things. And you still are allowed to see me even though I'm fucking invisible? What? Okay, bro. Okay. Okay, sir.
Ah! Ow!
Whatever. I'm just gonna kill you right now. And then your buddy will disappear, hopefully. Like so. Alright, we gotta keep going this way. We actually might be able to bypass some things. I think we're supposed to get up there. I wonder if it is possible for me to use acrobatics to get up there, because that would be kind of cool. Okay, so jumping is actually a little iffy here, because I'm going up here. I wonder. Oh, come on. Oh. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on! Oh, come on. Don't do this to me, game. Let me jump. Let me break the game. Yes! We crossed over. We did it. Fantastic. We just managed to sort of break the game a little bit by hopping this to come here, as I'm pretty sure we were not supposed to come here except through wandering through a lot of things. We have found the Helm of the Crusader. I've recovered the Helm of the Crusader, the first piece of the Crusader's relics. I'm going to take his stuff. I'm also going to go back to being invisible because I hate being attacked by zombies. So we're cheating a little bit here. Just a little bit. Poor Zombo has no idea what's going on. Are we supposed to stay in here? Or are we supposed to leave? Oh, the Crusader's head isn't there? I think that that would probably be a good thing if it wasn't. So, it's unclear where I'm supposed to go next. I think I'm supposed to leave, but I haven't gotten any guidance. Unless I'm supposed to stay in here and continue looking around, maybe? I'm not sure. It's very unclear. In which case, I probably shouldn't have jumped down there. Is this unopenable? Needs a key, needs a key. Alright, well maybe we need to do more jumping. Do more jump, man. Come on. Come on. There we go. Okay. Boom. Hopped over again. Having a high acrobatic skill is so nice. Okay, so this is a new section, I think. The Lost Catacombs. Alright, so we're looking for the other pieces of this guy's, I guess, armor? Gear? I don't know, for lack of a better term. This is a... Uh-oh. I think my sword might be almost broken. I think. Because my sword has kind of like a red icon on it. Shivering Isles time? Not quite. We're doing Knights of the Nine, Geo. Ow! I wasn't sure which one we were going to start with until I really got into until I started the show tonight, but figure we'll start with what I believe is the shorter of the two, and then we'll work into Shivering Isles as our finale. Yeah, the plan right now is to play Knights of the Nine, and then following that is going to be Shivering Isles, and then that's going to be the climax of our playthrough. Okay, yeah, my sword is looking a little not so good. Let's just repair everything. Why not? Why not? Let's repair everything. Yeah, it looks a little better right now. Oh, apparently I'm not invisible. Apparently you could just see right through me. Jesus, dude. I don't know how I was not invisible, but okay. I keep hitting the wrong button. But right now we're trying to find the Crusader's gear, and oh, okay. I thought for a second I was actually dead, but no, we're good. Come on. Nope, not today. Nope, got him. And he's blind. Anyway, see you anyway. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could be cheating. Could definitely be cheating. This is a really extensive area, though, too. I'm kind of hoping that it's going to give me... Oh, it's sending me into a whole other area. Oh, Shrine... Another... Oh, so it's sending me back to the Shrine of the Crusader. Okay, never mind. Nope, you know, see? What? Why? Why, game? Why you do this? Are you kidding me? I was invisible and I got knocked out of invisibility? That's some bullshit right there. That is some grade A bullshit. No! No see me. See, I'm not entirely sure if I'm supposed to stay in here because I don't have a current quest. And it seems like... I have a feeling that I'm doing things right now I should have done to do the quest correctly. The fact that I have ridiculously high acrobatics, I think, allowed me to short-circuit the quest. And I actually think I'm supposed to leave. I don't know for sure, but that's my suspicion. In which case, I probably want to go back. You merely adopted the invisibility. He was born in it. Molded by it. Oh. Well, maybe not born, but at least he died. Because, you know, it's a wraith. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave. And go out and hope that I get some sort of another tracker. Like another event or something like that pops up. That's my hope. Because it doesn't seem like... Because there's no markers telling me where to go like it did before. And typically the game is generally good about giving you a marker. It's not necessarily very good at giving you good directions, but it gives you the marker. And... I need to go up this way. Nope. Yeah, we gotta go back this way. Wait a second. Oh! That's a problem. That's a big problem. That is an extra large, supersized problem. Okay. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna jump up here. We're gonna jump over here. We're gonna jump over here, sort of. A little bit of jumping. And we're gonna go, hey-ya! Jump over that. And we're gonna pop on down here. and hope that this takes us someplace we actually want to go, which it doesn't. Of course, why would it do that? We are going to apparently have to go back to the Catacombs because, yay, Catacombs. Yep, that's a dead end, all right. Yeah, I kind of short-circuited the quest, I feel like. Because I'm able to jump. I was supposed to run all the way around for the altar. Yep. Yep, that's what I figured. The game gave me lemons. I decided to turn it into lemonade and get myself a cool helm out of it. Speaking of cool helms, I'm kind of curious what it does. Helm of the Crusader. Fortify restoration and personality. Okay. Alright. Alright. It's not bad. Not bad. I can go with that. No, I actually want to go this way. I mean, if anything, the Thieves Guild quest taught me that jumping can be a very powerful tool if you do it high enough. I'd like to go this way. Thank you. Oh, or maybe not. The fact that I can just kind of push these enemies out of the way is kind of amusing to me. This is just going to take me back. My sneak skill is increased yet again. Outstanding. Alright, so I think we need to look through this area again, because I think that this is actually something we were supposed to see. I think maybe we're supposed to go this way. No, not that way. How? There. Oh. Scoot on down this way. We'll figure our way out of this eventually. I hope. Or we'll join the skeletons, I don't know. Yay, Team Skeleton. Uh-huh. How the hell? How do you get up there? Okay, alright. Alright, we're gonna do some parkour strats. Okay, parkour. Hiya! Yeah, I don't think I was supposed to get up here either. At least not this way. Maybe, I don't know. That guy is clearly in the goddamn ceiling. I'm playing the game entirely different than I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to. Nah, 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 you don't know I'm here. This door needs a key. Outstanding. Out friggin' standing. The question is, where was I supposed to have picked up this key, and have I accidentally screwed myself? Mock everybody who said that Knights of the Nine was going to be the shorter of the DLCs. The way I'm going, no, it won't be. No, it won't. I'm starting to wonder if me hopping the fence like I did short-circuited something and made it so that something that was supposed to happen is now not going to happen. I have a fear that that is going on. Because sometimes Bethesda games get a little fucky when it comes to quests being done in ways that they don't expect. Alright, so we did this. Because we can't leave either of these ways, right? Even though it kind of looks like you can. Sort of. But it looks like those are walled off with rubble. Same with this one, right? These are both... Yeah, you can't get through there at all. The opposite side has a gate on it, from what I can see, that I can't cross through. Right? Yeah, cannot be picked. You need a key. And then this way has a rock. So I want... Was the key supposed to be up here and I just didn't see it? I mean, that wouldn't be the first time something like that's happened. Let's see. Oops. Okay. Oh, no. There we go. Did I miss something here? It's just an amulet. Okay, there's nothing here. Is this a special enemy? Just a regular dread zombie, so shouldn't be special, but could it be? Probably not, but you know what? You never know. We'll just kill it and make sure. Nope, you missed this time, buddy. And dead, I think. Got him. Yep, didn't think so. Do I need to put the helm on? No? Because all this does is just keep looping me around. Is that a door? That's not a door, is it? There's no way that's a door. No way. Yeah, it's just a hole in the wall. I can't get through there at all. The wall won't shift. There's not like a switch or something that causes it to move, is there? I don't see anything jumping out. I've been on the other side of this door here in front of me. Huh. I'm pretty sure that's where I'm supposed to go. I just can't figure out how to get there. I mean... Son of a bitch. I found the body of Sir Emil, who appears to have perished centuries ago whilst questing for the Shrine of the Crusader. Perhaps I can find some clues on his body that will help my own quest for the Crusader's relics turn out better than his. And he's got the key. Sir Emil was a member of the Knights of the Nine, a holy order devoted to recovering the relics of the Crusader. Through reading his journal, I've learned the location of their former headquarters, the Priory of the Nine in the West Weald. I should proceed to the old priory and see if it still holds the Curse of the Crusader, as Sir Emil's journey suggests, but first I should make sure I have his ring, which I may need to access the Priory vaults. And, okay, so this is the key that I'm assuming I need to get out here. Yep. And then I can use this to leave, probably. Okay. Cool. Not really interested in fighting y'all. Not really my cup of tea. Thanks, Luna. I appreciate you mocking me for not checking a corpse that I thought was just a corpse on the ground. Appreciate it. Is that the way out? Yes, it is. So just go on down and hang a right. We are going to take ourselves a rest when we can find one, because we do have ourselves a level, which is nice. And it is going to be time to swim out in just a moment. Did we finally break it? We got everybody to leave? Nobody's trying to kill us anymore? That's good. That's excellent news. Swim! I can't believe this whole thing is underwater. It's like, how does it maintain any kind of structural, integrity down there? Like, at all. I found Vanua. Hey, folks, we found Vanua, the place we were just in. We found it. It's right there. And, where's the priory? Which direction? It's going to be southwest. Which means over in this direction. It's right there. Okay, so let's go to Nenyond Twile. And then we'll start hoofing it. Keep going this way. Really? Hey, are you kidding me? Come on, don't. Outstanding. Okay. Freaking standing. I managed to get stuck in one place that I can't get out of. Okay, whatever. Hopefully there's a bed at this place we're coming up to, because I would love to take my rest and get some leveling. We're really close to finishing up 2 more stats at 100. And then we can just dump points into whatever at that point. Look at the bright side, no enemies nearby so you get out. Yeah, that would have been really shitty if there were enemies nearby that I couldn't get away from. That would have sucked so much. And it also would have been completely on brand for how games work for me. Is that Nightshade? It is! Nightshade! Not as much as there was in Paradise, but damn, I'll take it when I can get it. That is actually pretty darn good. I only had 2 fails. 2 fails on like 10 gathers. Nice. That is awesome. Oh, got some more flax as well. Flax is pretty. It comes in a bunch of different varieties. All of them make poison. Which raises the question, how do you fail to pick flowers? I don't think it's so much that you fail to pick flowers. I think it's more a case of either you fail to do it without accidentally damaging it, or the quality of what is there on the plant is not sufficient to make potions. Or poisons, in my case. Not bad. Ooh, baby! Oh, more nightshade. Nice. I am going to be making some good poisons tonight. And I think that's the priory, actually, right there. There's some more flax before we go in, too. Flax is always great. And, yeah. Well, actually, no, that is not the priory. What is this? Reinforced door to isolated house. Well, if I've learned anything by playing RPGs, anytime I find a house or shit like this, I should just go in. Let's go.
Better cut down on the ale. Starting to see things I am.
Okay, there's somebody in here. Who are you? And do I need to kill you?
How goes it? Fantastic. Thanks for asking. Fantastic.
Bandits.
What's the news from the other parts of Tamriel? Sounds like the Empire has given up on stopping the skooma trade and elsewhere. And I hear the tribal chiefs are supporting the Renredra Kryn. That skooma trade is bad business. And the Renredra... Stop where you are!
You're wrecked, sir. Okay, okay, come on. You coming, buddy? That's okay. I got enough for you. I got enough for all of you. You silly bandits. You can't fight me. Y'all got a bed I can sleep in? That'd be kind of cool. Not gonna lie. Any beds? Bed? Hello? Bed? No bed. Where do y'all sleep when you're in here? Or did you not? Oh, there's a bed. Never mind. I found a bed. I found a bed, everybody. And take a short nap. All right. Willpower +4. Agility. +5. Oh, personality. We can go for the +5 on those. Not bad. I want your linens. At least they had 2 beds. Try to max out the magnitude, duration, and power of an elemental spell and just see how crazy the price gets. I'm sure it gets so crazy that it's not actually possible. It would not surprise me in the slightest. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Because I was going to pick. Oh, more Nightshade. Nice. There is so much Nightshade around. I love it. This must be actually a really... this must be where it spawns normally. Because I'm just finding it in spades. That and flax. So if I'm ever looking for poison, this area is probably a really good place to look for it. Uh-oh. Hello! Is that a wolf? No, it's a bear. You stupid bear. Got him! I don't even care about your skins anymore. You can just sit there and decompose. You stupid bear. Alright, well, I think that this is where the Knights of the Nine stuff is. Remember when a black bear could two-shot you? I do remember. Those were fun days. Now I can kind of turn around and laugh at them. That's always a good thing. Only you can prevent bears that prevent forest fires. So you're saying that I should cause forest fires? Is that what you're saying? Let's see. Yeah, this place has been a little trashed. All right. I don't see anything jumping out at me up here, but that symbol is definitely something we were supposed to touch. So, let's pop on down there as I kick the bowl. Sir Emil's ring fits perfectly into the diamond-shaped opening in the floor. See, at least this quest tells you straight up, you probably should grab this ring. Oh, okay. We got ourselves a little base down here. Okay, okay. Training dummies, a blacksmith area, the Undercroft. The DLCs get better, making sure you don't fuck up. Yeah, I can see that. Oh, that must be the Curus. Got a bad feeling about them. Yep! Oh, okay. Oh, hi. Hello!
By the strength and guidance of the Nine, who comes before us upon this sacred ground, seeking the cuirass of the divine Crusader?
I didn't do it!
Step forward, adventurer, and face us each in honorable combat.
Really?
Vows we fail to revere in
You're really gonna make me do this?
shall uphold.
Oh, you're the guy whose ring I took. Yo, I got your ring, bro.
No unworthy soul shall lay hands upon this sacred artifact without the leave of the Knights of the Nine.
He's got a good voice actor, though. I like it.
Where did you go?
Okay, one at a time. Let's go. Come on. Let's go, bro. Oh, I'm invisible. Okay. Come on. I mean, if you're not gonna hit me, I'll just cast magic. That works too. One. Oh, hi. Sir Gregory! Well fought, sir!
You are defeated. Sir Casimir, step forward.
Hi. Y'all just... You're not really a challenge for me. Just putting it out there. I fought the minions of Oblivion, and y'all aren't making me sweat.
Impressive. You have bested Sir
Sir
Casimir.
Ralphus, or this guy.
Now face Sir Ralphus.
Cool. I ventured this was kind of anticlimactic. Fireball exploded, took out all of them instantly. I'm going to fight you all at once. Let's go.
Step back and let the
Sir
challenge
Henrik.
continue.
Are you Sir Henrik? You are.
Come forward and prove yourself.
Prove your worthiness. It actually broke the quest. Oh, God. Outstanding. Nice. I can't loot your body because you resurrect. That's a shame.
You have overcome half of us, and yet you remain standing. Perhaps Sir Caius shall test your truth.
Sir Caius. Yeah, it turns out tossing a tri-element giant AoE max magnitude spell tends to break things. So you're just saying you just kind of nuked the field. My character is just so passive at times, I just allow them to just die. Either through poison, other, flame dots, or they kill themselves on my thorns.
But now you face Sir Junkin.
Sir Junkin? What a name. Oh, nice hit, bro. Doesn't matter. Got him. Okay. One more, and then you, I assume?
You have lost, Sir Junkin. Sir Torolf, show the challenger the ferocity of the North.
Fury, you mean those friendly pats? Yeah. I get the feeling that this DLC is meant to be done far, far earlier. At this point, I am just so overwhelmingly powerful that I just kind of run it over. Don't diss Sir Junkin.
You have stood against the Knights of the Nine.
His family ran the very first junkyard.
The final test is upon you.
This DLC is supposed to be started at 15. Yeah, that might explain why I'm kind of cruising through it. I'm like twice that level.
Me.
I've also completed the vast majority of the other major quests in this game, so I think I have tools that ordinarily the game would not expect me to have. Nice hit! Scales to 25, but you're 29, so it's actually hilarious how quickly you can hold power once you start leveling above the limit. Yeah, it's at that point you starting to feel like you're really powerful.
In 300 years, none have stood against us and lived. Step forward and claim what is yours by right.
May your faith be true, champion. Okay. Have it. I've defeated the ghostly guardians of the curse of the Crusader. I can now claim it for my own. I've recovered the cuirass of the Crusader. I should talk to the ghosts of the former Knights of the Nine to see if they can aid me in my quest for the remaining Crusader's relics. Okay. Well, let's actually first of all look at this. I'm always interested to see new gear. There it is. That ain't bad. Fortify Restoration, 6 points. No, resist normal, 15%. Fortify Health by 27. That's not bad. That ain't bad at all.
By the Nine, I've not seen such strength. Could you be... No, you cannot. You are simply a noble knight.
The Helm? Oh. Yeah, Helm of the Crusader.
You completed the quest that I could not. I'm glad that my death at least served to lead you here, as I had hoped.
I only hope that my death at the hands of these foul undead will lead to someone else to complete my quest. Thus I can die fulfilled. Oh, I love the death scenes in this game. They're so good.
The original Order of the Nine was founded with the intention of safekeeping the Crusader's relics. In life, we failed at this task. In death, we seek to preserve what little we accomplish while we wait for one to come and finish what we began.
Hey, cheers. How's it going, buddy? Sir Barrich.
One of the mightiest knights of my day. It was a great boost to the Order's prestige when he joined. Unfortunately, he and I did not see eye to eye on certain matters. He left the Order during the War of the Red Diamond and never returned.
Okay. So I have a feeling that probably he is the key to our next part of the quest.
With virtue. How may I serve you, Commander?
Commander.
In death, we continued the work that escaped us in life. The relics must still be guarded, for someday they shall be needed once more.
What? Well, I have the relic that you had.
Alas, my old comrade is not among us here. We do not know why his spirit did not join us here to guard our last relic.
I think that he found another relic.
In life, but I had hoped that in death we could be reconciled.
Unfortunately.
For my part, I now know that I am largely to blame for the ruin of the old order. Sir Amiel takes too much upon himself, I will say.
What do you mean? How is it your fault?
May the Nine guide your...
I wish to see you succeed where I failed. I was on the path to the boots of the Crusader, but died before I reached them.
Okay.
Do you wish to learn what little I know?
I do. Tell me more.
I cannot tell you exactly how to find the boots, for that will be up to Kinnereth. I can tell you to seek out her priests, though.
Oh, okay.
West of the Imperial city, on the edge of the great forest, is a shrine. You will find them there, and they will tell you what you need to know.
All right.
The boots are safeguarded by Kinnereth herself. You must be tested and prove yourself worthy to acquire them.
Sure, why not?
May your sword strike true.
How may I
I
serve
mean,
you,
it strikes
Commander?
pretty good. It's mostly I worry about having it strike hard. All right, so that
Go
doesn't
first.
help.
How may I serve you, Commander?
Boots of the Crusader, same quest.
May
All right,
your
so it
soul-
sounds like maybe the
If you are
boots are
true
the
to
next
the teachings of Julianus,
step.
it may be possible
Oh.
for you to find the shield of the Crusader.
The shield, all right.
When the order crumbled, I set out on my own. After years of searching, I found the shield and brought
You
it
did?
to Fort
Oh.
Bulwark for safekeeping.
We've been there
With the
before, I
help of a few
think.
trusted friends, I began work to keep the shield safe for all eternity. I never saw my work finished. I died defending the fort from those who would take and misuse the shield. I never saw our work finished. I trust that the others carried on without me.
It's probably a dangerous assumption to make.
It lies in the southeast of Cyrodiil, near the Black Marsh border. If all went according to plan,
Uh-oh.
it should be very well guarded now.
Uh-oh.
Believe in yourself and use your knowledge wisely. You will pass through unharmed, and the shield will be yours.
Well, relatively unarmed.
May your sword strike true.
You have my tribute, Sir Knight. In 300 years, none have passed the gauntlet. In 300 years, we have never known hope. But for the first time,
Today
it
is
seems that
different.
someone may succeed where we have failed. I see in you the chance to redeem our souls and restore the order. And now, I must ask you to press forward where I could not. I must
okay,
ask
another
you
piece.
to face the challenge of Zenithar.
What must I do?
Below the chapel of Zenithar in Leowyn, there is a shrine to the great craftsman, Saint Calidus. Those seeking the mace must
Oh,
pray
it's a
before the
maze.
shrine. When you bow, you will receive a vision. Or perhaps not. It is unclear. The priest saw that my body never moved, but it felt so real.
Okay.
You will see the mace, separated from you by a great chasm. The chasm represents your doubt. Your faith must be your guide across it.
All right. My faith will guide me?
This is what I know. As I said, my faith was weak. I did not understand the test, and I fell from the platform each time I tried to cross. I have told you all that I know. All that is left is for you to prove yourself more worthy than I. If you seek the mace, travel to Leowyn's chapel, kneel at the shrine in the Undercroft, and let your faith in the Nine be the salvation of us all.
See, his mistake was trying to do the Shadow Temple before he went back in time to do Bottom of the Well. Because you need the Lens of Truth. The Lens of Truth is really important when you can't see the platform. So, I see what happened. It's okay. It's a rookie mistake. We will not make that mistake.
Walk with the Nine.
I know where you may find the gauntlets of the
Perfect.
Crusader, for I was the one who lost them.
Actually, y'all
Though
kind
many
of
know
suck.
where they are still lost. I believe there is something you must do in order to retrieve them,
Y'all found this
Would you
stuff, but
listen
you
to
couldn't
my
bring it
tale?
back?
and learn of the gauntlet's fate.
Sure.
When the Order fractured, I followed Sir Beric into war,
Ooh.
taking the gauntlets with me. When it was over, I returned to Cyrodiil. I attempted to return to the service of the Nine, but the war had changed me. I no longer had sympathy for the weak or pity for the suffering. In the brief time I was there, I did more to hurt the chapel than help it. It was there that I was cursed.
Oh, shit, man. Cursed? What do you mean?
A beggar who came to the chapel each day for help tried my patience one too many times. I lost my temper and struck him. My blow landed harder than I had intended.
Oh, shit.
And he fell to the floor dead, killed in the very chapel of the God of Mercy.
Well freaking done.
I left the chapel at once, of course, but the damage was done. I was weak, constantly weary, and lacked the energy to do almost anything.
Yeah, sounds like a curse to me. What about the gauntlets?
Ah, yes. As proof of the deed, when I struck the poor man, the gauntlets slipped right off my hands and fell to the floor. Heavy as stone, they would not move. None could lift them. I suspect they lie there still.
Oh.
Coral's chapel.
Well, that might be the easiest one to go get
You
then.
must prove to Stendar you are worthy to lift the gauntlets once more. Seek out the priests in Coral. Perhaps they can help you.
So this is kind of like a Thor's hammer situation. Apparently, we are going to attempt to pick up Mjolnir and just see if we are worthy of the power
May
of
the Nine
Thor.
guide your way.
But there we go. I've spoken with the ghosts of the Knights of the Nine and learned where several parts of the armor of the Crusader are hidden. I should return when I have collected them all. Sure, let's go. Great work, buddy. Great work. Yeah, no kidding. Y'all really know how to safeguard stuff. Just saying. Just gonna put that out there. Alright, so first things first. Let's actually head up to Coral. Choral, whatever. Because I think that is actually going to be the quickest one to do. Oh yeah, I'm in a town. I should probably go invisible. And where... Okay, so there is the Chapel of Stendar. That big thing right in front of us. We're going to go on inside the chapel. And we're going to stay out of the priests and see what we can do about the gauntlets and see what they got for us. Hopefully there are no guards inside. If there are guards inside, then I'm going to cry a little bit. Just a little bit.
It's you. Hi.
Yeah, you should have.
Been to fire and what brings you here, my son?
Nobody else cares, though.
Ah, yes. The gauntlets have been here for ages. I know only the basic story behind them. They're more of a novelty these days.
Yeah.
My only real involvement with them these days is keeping the youngsters from hurting themselves trying to pick the gauntlets up. What is your interest in them, if I may?
I'd like to try to pick them up. I've come to retrieve them.
Oh, I'm afraid that's quite impossible. They don't move, not even a bit, as if they're the heaviest things in the world. Don't you know the story behind them? I'm not familiar with all the details, but I know roughly what happened.
Yeah, they've been sitting there for like 100 years. I'd like to know their story.
Yes, well, I don't know the whole thing. A great many years ago, a knight of the old order did something terrible, and the gauntlets just fell off. They dropped to the floor right where he stood, and no one could lift them. It was a sign of the curse placed upon this knight by Stendar, I think. That curse still lingers on today, in fact. Poor Kellen.
Poor Kellen? Who is Kellen?
Oh, why, he's a descendant of that very knight from so long ago. The curse has affected his family all these years. He suffers from it now.
Oh, that's no good.
He came here from Hammerfell seeking a cure, but...
From Hammerfell? That's a long ways away.
There's really nothing that can be done for him, I think. He may know more of the story than I. Perhaps you should speak with him if he's feeling well enough.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, let's see what we can do to take care of him. Ninth, what's going on? Good to see you, buddy. Hope your day is going well.
Rashida does a good job keeping fire and steel stock.
All right, so we are going to, first of all, we got to get this track Stendar's Mercy, map that sucker. We are going to go ahead and sneak our way out of here. And we're going to go talk to our friend, Kellen. Maybe. Oh, is he in here too? Oh, I guess he's inside. He might be in the Undercroft. Oh, the Chapel Hall. Taking a holiday, nice. I think this is where we want to go. Yo, cat. Oh, nope.
Filthy pickpocket. What did you
I didn't take anything. You have nothing. I just want to talk. Just want to talk.
What is it? Is there a cure? Has Arelder found a cure? I know there's something he's not telling me.
The curse.
So you've heard it, have you? Terrible curse. Been in the family almost longer than anyone can remember. When I was younger, I could live with it. Wasn't so bad. But until it gotten worse over time, I'd come here, to the place it all happened, in the hopes that something could be done. I fear I haven't much time left otherwise. Arelder has let me stay, mostly out of pity, I think. But there's something else. I swear he knows more than he tells.
Yeah, this God of Mercy is kind of a dick. Like, what kind of a god punishes children for the sins of an ancestor? Not even like a father, but like a distant ancestor that they have no idea who they are or what they did.
I've seen plenty of pity in people's eyes over the years. I grew up recognizing it. But with Arelder, there's something else there. And when he speaks to me, there are times I'd swear he sounds apologetic. Guilty, even. Why would that be? What reason does he have to hold back information? I know I'm a doomed man one way or the other. Speak to him if you can. Convince him to tell me what he knows as a dying man's last wish.
I think it's time for us to bust out Friendship is Magic. I think that's our plan. That's our play. Friendship is magic! Let's go.
The infamous Grey Fox! You're the most famous thief in the world!
Hey, someone knows me.
I cannot face him. I know what might be done for him, but I haven't the will to do it.
Okay.
I wish I could help him. Truly I do. But I cannot muster the strength to damn myself on his behalf.
Oh. Okay. What do you mean? What are you talking about?
The curse. I know what would lift it, but I cannot do it. The only way to free Kellen of his curse is to take it on.
Oh.
I am not strong enough to do this, and so I am a failure.
So I assume that I am going to be the one who takes it.
Every time I speak to him, and I fail Stendar every time I pray to him and do not ask for the power to lift the
All right.
curse.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
Do you know one who would do such a thing? One who would pray at this chapel's altar, pray to Stendar for the power to lift this curse?
Me?
I've told you. The only... But that means taking the curse on yourself. You'll be marked for life, as will all your children and your children's children.
I mean, what the hell? Why not?
Take care. Join me. Everyone wants to know what really...
Praying at the altar! Do you wish to pray to Stendar for the power to lift Kellen's curse? I have prayed at the altar in the chapel of Stendar. I've been granted the ability to lay hands on Kellen. I need to see him at once. Yeah, I kind of figured that's how this is going to go. All right, Kellen, it's your lucky day, buddy.
Come back to see the doomed man, have you?
Yeah, just shut up.
You've seen them, I assume. Do you know that I thought perhaps I could lift them? That somehow this curse would be lifted if I could pick them up? I tried for hours, until my whole body ached, and I could barely move. I lay there on the floor next to them, weeping. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I've been at the end of my rope for far too long to be ashamed of anything.
Okay, so is it like a magic spell or something I need to use, maybe? How do I... There we go.
Farewell.
Okay, buddy, it's your lucky day. I have lifted the curse from Kellen, which means taking it on myself. As a result, I am weary and my fatigue has been affected. With the curse lifted, I can now retrieve the gauntlets of the Crusader.
Greetings, Imperial.
You're the Grey Fox.
Fuck!
You're under arrest for...
Yeah, I get it. I get it. You want me.
Heard any news lately?
I've recovered the gauntlets. I've completed Sir Casimir's quest by recovering the gauntlets of the Crusader. I should continue the search for the relics that the other ghost knights were questing for.
Showing your face was the
No.
last mistake you'll ever make.
That's why I'm hiding my face again. Get wrecked, buddy.
Good to know.
Get wrecked. Alright.
Save, dumbass.
No. Let's go ahead and take a look at the let's go to the fortress. I guess we haven't been there before. Okay, that's all right. Let's get out of here and then we'll fast travel. You're under arrest for being under arrest. You are under arrest for existing. Enjoy. The guards are none the wiser. I like it. I like it a lot. Is that the exit, or is that to the castle? Alright, I don't think these are technically enemies right now. I don't think. They are not, because they have not aggroed. Perfect. Alright. Let's go! It's jumping time! What stats did it hit? I don't know. I'm not really concerned with all of that trap stuff. Damaged my fatigue by 5 points. Oh no. Oh no, only 5 points. Oh dear. It might be a continuous effect though. So it might just be continually doing fatigue damage, but you know, we'll be okay. I don't think it's meant to be lethal per se, though to an average person, being so exhausted that you can't go eat and stuff like that could be a problem, I'm thinking. Well, I don't think it's 5 points reduced. I think that it is actually a matter of reducing your How you regenerate, I think, is the correct way to look at it. I found full bulwark. I'll need to get inside and find the shield. Hi. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're an enemy. So, I'm gonna head this way. Just saying. The good news is I can really start doing some serious damage to y'all because y'all are going to take poison, y'all are going to get critted and sneak attacked, and it will be a great time for everybody but you. Oh, it's a volley. Okay. Oh, good attack, good attack. You burned your friend. You burned your friend again. And come on. Now you're dead. Cool. Cool beans. Illusion is ranked up again. Daynata 9th. I hope you enjoy it. I would love to try Magnitude 100 Chameleon, except that I don't have anything to cast Chameleon with. We got a whole mess of Oblivion shit in here. Interesting. Okay. Alright, alright. Oh, we check the stories after this place. Well, it's a good thing that this is not a democracy. This, good sir, is a benevolent dictatorship. And y'all would do well to remember that. Any way to open that door from here? It looks like, nope, it's on the other side, probably. Hello. Conjurer's Note. The shield is here. We know this, and yet we have not found it. The fort has been cleansed, and yet still it eludes us. No doubt it was hidden from eyes such as ours, hidden with the intent to keep it from those who would learn its secrets. The gates of the lower levels no longer halts our progress. Make note of the candles along the walls if you would pass through. The fort must be held at all costs if we are to succeed. Let none enter. Leave no foe standing. Ow, you! Okay, alright, we're done. We done playing, fool. Yeah, we done where's it? Friggin' there. Thank you. And the Daedr's dead too. Yay! Daedric Dagger. Okay, okay. I'm down. I'm down. And then you've got a glass dagger? Yeah! That's some shiny stuff. Hey, can you tell me how to make poison? I mean, you just open up your alchemy stuff, and then you just select ingredients that are damage health. Damage health is the property you're looking for if you're looking to make poison. No, you don't see me, bro. Nuh-uh-uh-uh-uh. Alright, so how does... Oh, okay. Oh. It's lowered remotely. That's a big pain in the ass. Alright, so... Well, it looks like there's some other areas to this zone that we can go to. So I'm actually going to hang a right after we get through here. There's a ton of them. Most foods have a damage health component. Grapes in particular are really good for that. You can get a lot of grapes outside of Skingrad at the oh my god, what an idiot. You can get a lot of grapes outside of Skingrad. There's a vineyard there. Nightshade will also be a component for poison, as is flax and a few other things as well. I can't think of all of them off the top of my head, though. Are you really just going to walk right into the darts again? Please do that. That would be great. Oh, man, I would love that. Will I play Skyrim? I mean, anything's possible, but I have no plans to play Skyrim at this time. Because I have played a lot of Skyrim in my day. What an idiot. He just ran right into the darts. Did I check out Requiem? So here's the thing. Requiem currently doesn't have a special edition support right now, ET. So while it really sounds cool and I want to do it, there's not really a good way for me to play it right now because I don't want to install a whole other package of Skyrim just to play it. Especially when they said that they are working on a special edition version of it. It's just a matter of them to come out with it. I did some research on it. I guess the guy who's kind of the primary on it got a relatively recent job, like a big job, I guess. Like he's a project manager for a lot of stuff. And so he doesn't really have the time to work on it that he used to. He's still committed to doing it. But it's something that it's just been delayed so much because of that job. What's a hotkey? Basically, you just hotkey it just like anything else. So, like, I come into here. I just went into here. I know you could do this at first, but I just came in, and I hotkeyed it to button number 2, just to make it simple and easy. Yeah, I love seeing people kick ass like that. Like, am I sad that he's not working on Requiem like full tilt? Yeah, because it sounds like a really cool set of mods. I mean, technically, you could port it to Special Edition. There's ways to do it, but they're not the nicest thing to do. But, I mean, I can be patient. I can totally be patient. Poison and a sneak attack. I love it. You need to hurry up and die. Get back here. Get back here. Yeah! Oh, I actually got the paralyzed. Nice. Outstanding. I like y'all are dropping potions for me again. That makes me feel good. I mean, honestly, I've got enough things I can work on in Skyrim and mess around with anyway that I don't need it. I already have stuff like alternate start and things like that of that nature to mess around with it. There's so much you can do in Skyrim that it's okay. It'll be all right. I can be patient for it to come out. It is still being worked on. It's just a matter of getting it there. And as I say with everything else when it comes to the stream, your real life takes precedence over everything else. Get that stuff squared away, and then go kick ass and have fun. What do you think about Skyrim and Dishonored? I like Skyrim a lot. I think that there are some definite quality of life changes that the game makes. From this that helped me appreciate it more, because while I may not have cared for it as much at the time, I see that it did improve upon several things that were present in this game initially. Dishonored, I haven't spent as much time with, despite the fact that I am clearly wearing a Dishonored shirt right now. I like the concept, I just have never really spent time with it. PC can't support Starfield, so I'm planning to buy a new PC with better GPU. Good luck on getting a GPU. Until they can get this damn pandemic taken care of, there's not really a whole lot they're going to be able to do about GPUs. That and the whole drought that's going on, I think, in Taiwan is a big issue with that as well. So, it's going to be a long ways. Yeah, Starfield is still over a year out, so I would not worry about it super, super hard. Good luck to you. I hope you get one 3090 with less than 2. Yeah, well, the thing is, here's the thing. First things first, my tower, actually, I'm pretty sure is too small to fit a 3090 in. Two, the number of things that I'm playing just don't require it. Like, if you take a look at my list of games that I'm going to be working through and I'm going to be focusing on in a lot of ways, that are exclamation point RPG list, most of those games are not very graphically intensive. Probably the most graphically intensive they get is like Skyrim with a fuck ton of mods. But that's not even on that list. So, or they're console games. So I don't have to worry about my GPU really doing anything. So getting a high-end GPU is not a priority for me. I'm currently running a 1080, and you know what? That shit is kicking ass for me still. Like, I don't need anything better. Like, am I going to need to have a conversation about potentially replacing it at some point? Sure. But I don't think that conversation is going to be happening anytime soon, because this thing is a beast. I treat it well. I don't overwork it, and it's liquid cooled, so it pretty much always stays at a low temperature. And how do I get through here? Yeah, this opens elsewhere as well. So, all right, what am I missing here? I can't cross over there. I can't go over there. Can I cross through there? Did I miss that? By 3060. Yeah, well, 3060 is probably your biggest bang for your buck, but again, the problem is getting it. If you've heard of the problems that people have with getting consoles like PS5 and the Xbox Series X, same exact problems are happening with GPUs. Same exact issues. We're seeing a low amount of supply, and we're having problems with a lot of scalpers that are coming in trying to grab them so that they can resell them at a premium price and pocket the difference. Okay, I was supposed to come down here and didn't see. Got it. So, I'm currently like on an alert list for when GPUs go on sale and PlayStation 5s and all that stuff. But honestly, I've just stopped caring because, one, I really actually technically can't afford them. I really shouldn't try to put it on a credit card with my current finances. It's not a great idea. But two, I don't need it. I just don't. And I think that is probably the most mature way to look at it at this point. Yeah, go for it. Go for it. You can go ahead and link, Gio. In India, I think we're lucky because there's a lot of 3060s available on Amazon. Yeah, in other countries, it's a little bit different. Like, a friend of mine in New Zealand is actually had the opportunity to potentially get a second PS5. They're generally a lot more plentiful over there. Okay, so how the heck am I getting through here? I think I might need to just kill him. So let's go ahead and do that. Missed. At this point, I'm waiting for the 4000 series to come out, I think. I mean, that might be the smarter way to do it. Wait till the 4Ks drop, and then what you can do is after that, you can see about picking up a 3000 series a little bit cheaper, maybe. All right, so what in the heck am I missing here? There's a switch somewhere. I feel like it's got to be down this way. It said follow the candles, right? Which would mean down this way. All right, so is... Oh, son of a bitch. Man, I am just the blindest son of a... I've ever seen. Okay. I'm wandering around this damn place for like 20 minutes looking for that stupid switch. There's another one that's going to put that gate down, and there we go, put the drawbridges down. Perfect, perfect. If any of you are ever interested in my setup, I actually have my spec list listed down below in one of my panels. For its time, it was actually an extremely powerful rig. Nowadays, it's kind of mid-low tier, but it's still bad. It's still pretty good. All I have left to order is the GPU, and that's going to be the problem. Oh, uh-oh. 1080 is still a beast. It is. I'm not liking this. My... uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, I think I get it. The number of candles indicate which one I step on, I think. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 1. There we go. See, I am smarter than the average bear sometimes. Like your my setup, thank you. It's a decent enough setup. It gets the job done. Like I said, back in the day, it was like legit some solid stuff. The only thing I could have done differently, actually, there's two things. I could have added more RAM because I'm only running 16 gig, and I could have seen about getting a 1080 Ti, but I think the Ti was just overkill. Wow, can't you just be fucking happy for me once, Luna? Jesus. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. You know what? Fuck you. I like how she turns around. Yeah, you're dead. Oh, you're talking about Geo's setup. Oh, okay, sorry. I misunderstood. I thought you were talking about my stuff. They did a really good job with the 10 series. Oh, okay, I did get him. Like, I don't want to say that the other series weren't as big a step forward, because they were pretty big step forward in a lot of ways, but I don't think you saw as dramatic a jump in performance as you did from the 9 series to the 10 series, to be honest. That was just my personal opinion. Budget friendly for now, but eventually I'll upgrade everything. Well, there you go. I mean, the most important thing that I've always believed in terms of
please, I must get out of here.
In terms of what to do with a build is that you want to make sure that your CPU, motherboard, and case. Those three things are the things that you want to make sure you're not skimping on. And your power supply. I guess those four things. And your power supply. Because your motherboard and your CPU, you can't really upgrade them very much without basically creating a whole other rig. But RAM, GPU, stuff like that, you can always swap in and out and you can upgrade. Those are much more modular. Power supply, kind of, sort of the same way. It's kind of in between. I recommend not skimping on a good power supply regardless, though, because a bad power supply, a cheap power supply, can get you into trouble with, like, parts that go bad. And nobody wants to see that. The case is good, too, because it's going to dictate what parts you can fit in.
Lost track of how long they've held me here.
Who are you?
I am Sir Thedred. I came here seeking the shield of the Crusader, and was ambushed by these cowards. They've held me here since.
My PC is getting up in years, so I might need a new one soon. Just waiting for the money to do so. Tax return not coming yet. Man, it must be nice to get taxes back.
I've been held prisoner by these scoundrels for the longest time. They want to know how to reach the shield, and believed I would help them. When I refused, they locked me here, and only let me out to torture me. They got nothing from me.
It's alright, I got you covered. One with a full case and a platinum PSU, always a good idea. Modular power supplies are probably the smartest thing that you can do. I don't know if they sell power supplies other than the cheapo ones that are not modular anymore, but good God, it was such a great idea. Can you help me?
I can't go with you if that's what you mean. I'm too weak. I need to rest. Once I have my strength, I will certainly join your cause.
Cool. Sounds good to me.
I have to go on alone, but the knowledge I've gained may be of use to you.
That's a hell of a tax return, Luna. What do you know?
Before finding this place, I learned a bit about those who created it. It's designed to keep the shield hidden and safe.
Uh-huh.
Phrase kept coming up in the writings I found. When the eyes of the Guardians are upon you, Julianos will show you favor. I'm not sure how, but I just know it's a clue for making it safely through these ruins. You're the only one I've told. I hope it helps you.
So Julianos' favor is important to this. It was modular. My buddy made sure it was modular, and I can see why he showed me his old one, which wasn't. And yeah, exactly. Because you can't get rid of the cords that you're not using. It's so important. Modular is just, oh. Whoever came up with that idea is an absolute legend. And I love them. Love them so much. Well, it's because those servers have screwed up my taxes almost double. Ooh, ouch. That's no good. I'm sorry that happened. We need to hang a right and go up this way, and we are going to go back to being sneaky. Hear what you're overpaid back. Okay, alright, well. I guess it's better than not getting it. Alright, let's see. Are we going to break this again? Yeah, maybe? I don't know. No, this is actually a place you can just get up to pretty readily. Yeah, it's just stairs. I mean, I'm lucky in that most cases I don't need to pay. Every once in a while I do. It doesn't happen every year. But I almost never get anything back either. Or if I do, it's a very tiny amount. And I get it. It means I'm paying them the correct amount of taxes every year. But damn, it's nice when you get that big chunk of change back at the end of the at the end of your taxes, isn't it? Got a ROG Strix B550 motherboard. Nice. Because I do DoorDash, I get a lot back. Oh, they say because you got to pay your own taxes as a contractor, right? It's always a fun deal. Thankfully, I don't got to do that. Yeah, gas money, car repairs. Oh, that's tax deductible stuff. Yeah, that makes sense. Good deal. Good deal. That makes a lot of sense. All right, who's shooting me? Who be shooting me, brah? What be shooting me? The fuck? Where are they coming from? Oh shit! They're coming out of the ceiling. Oh god. Oh, this is gonna suck. This is gonna mildly suck. Oh shit, I'm already being hit. Potion, save me now. Alright, we're making it through. Let's see. Yeah, we're all old farts in here for the most part. Old fogies. Most of us are half dead. Okay, so this is the puzzle. Let's take everybody out.
Showing your face was the last mistake you'll ever make.
Okay, killed you. Or going to kill you. Okay. Okay, you just kind of teleported? Cool trick, dude. I'm over encumbered. What is this noise?
Getting tired?
Sir, this is just not very sporting. I'm going to have to come over there and shove my sword so far up your ass that you're going to see the point of it come out. So, we can either do this the hard way or the easy way. Your choice. Easy way or hard way? You got like 5 seconds to decide. Okay, not 5 seconds. Let's go. You have like, okay, your decision has been made. Get back here, you gigantic waste of space. Oh, get fucked, sir. Get fucked. What are those car expenses you speak of? Take those. I get both ways. Full-time I pay taxes, and then self-employed I get hit with the full breadth. It's all good, though. Taxes are fine by me. That's because ET is over here making fucking bank. Alright, so I think what we actually need to do is we need to rotate this so that the statues are all looking into the center. I think that is the idea. I'm just not sure how you're supposed to... Okay, there we go. Never stop working, y'all. Yeah, pretty much. Never stop working until, like, you can't work anymore. Alright, so... Oh, does it just keep rotating? Until you hit a... No, it's still okay, so it stopped. Alright, so what does it do? Do I tell it to stop? Okay. I must accidentally hit it twice. Alright. So I gotta do that one again, I think. So this one only rotated a quarter. Not even. Yeah, we gotta make it all face the center. Okay. That one's still not quite in the center. One more turn ought to do it. Okay, that's 3. And now number 4. You're DoorDash and you're having 25 an hour. That's a solid rate, bro. That is solid. Hey, we did it. Except now I can't fucking see. Here we go. This is the way. mean, DoorDashers are great for bringing me my tasty noms. Much respect. Yeah. I just can't afford that stuff because, you know, I'm fucking poor. My general rule of thumb, if I'm going to get something, if I'm getting food from someplace, it's typically going to be something I have to go pick up because I just, I have this thing, I don't, if I'm going to get some sort of delivery or whatever, I want to tip well. And if I can't afford to tip well, then I don't get delivery of any kind. I ordered sparingly, but I'm also only buying for one. Yeah, unfortunately, I have to buy for like 3. I think... Ooh, is this another... Ooh, chest! Uh-oh. I hear whispering. Oh, God. I found some sort of puzzle or trap deep inside Fort Bulwark. I'll need to figure out what it means in order to acquire the Shield of the Crusader. I need to get these to turn around. I think. Rodgar's... Okay. So that's going to be a key component of this. So I think I need to put the gem in there. And the gem will cause it to turn? Maybe? I don't know. No? What does this do? No? Alright, I'm missing something. Because it wants to have things facing you. A good order is about $1 a mile. So 5 miles away, I'll do a $6 tip, and we are plenty happy. Yeah, I just can't generally afford it with all the other fees and everything on top of it, so I unfortunately just have to either not get anything and just fend for myself here, or I just go get it myself. Okay. Where'd the gem go? Oh, it's back. So... was that not the right spot? I wonder... Alright, well, let's put that in there. Aha! Okay, so I need to figure out which ones they go into, and I probably need to avoid stepping on Rodgar's hammer. Okay, so I'm getting different items. Oh, this is a little annoying having to go through the whole fucking list. I'm missing something. It's hilarious. Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. You know who has surprisingly good carryout? Bob Evans. I have never had Bob Evans in my life. We have one in a neighboring town. I've just never had it. Rodgar's book. Okay, so these are not in the right spots. Fuck. I don't know. What is the order? I don't know what the order is supposed to be, and that's probably going to fuck me up later. Fuck. Alright. Fuck. Because that one's correct. I just got that lucky. Let's just try another one and see what happens. I hate having to scroll through the whole fucking list. It's really annoying. Rodgar Stone. Oh, that one's right. Okay. We're getting it. Process of elimination, folks. Process of elimination. Alright. So, gem, stone. Gem, stone. Let's try the helm in this one. Maybe I'll get lucky. This is painful to watch. Thanks, G. I appreciate it. Oh, my pain is giving you some sort of entertainment. Yeah! Here we go! That's 3. The sword. Oh. What the hell was that? I don't know what the hell that was, but that was a skull. Did I... I don't know what caused that, but... Oh. The plate did. Okay. Am I supposed to put it in this one next? Because it's the only one that's lit up? Nope. Aha! The sword was supposed to go in there. Okay, this is the skull. Because I just picked up the skull. Okay. Alright, alright. So that should be right. Thank fuck. If I find the sword again, the sword goes there. Alright, so this is like giving me... It's telling me one step at a time. Which one goes in where. Right? Maybe? Goblet. That's the sword. So it's one of these other 3. And the only... Okay, so I have to guess. Okay, well, we'll give it a shot, see what happens. Maybe I get lucky. I'm gonna go buy myself a lotto ticket. Oh, yeah. Okay, now we're cycling back to the book. Which is going to be one of these 2. I'm going to go with this one. Got a 50-50 shot. 50-50 shot. Oh! Fuck yeah! Which means the hammer is this one. We got it. We got it. I always figure it out eventually. I just stumble through it until I have... Ah, fuck me. What? That one was the sword, though. Right? That's a sword it was showing me. Well, I mean, it's gotta be over here then, if it's not that one. I am so confused. Looked like a sword. Maybe it was just so far away I couldn't tell what it was. The angle was weird. Okay. I mean, I guess it was a hammer. I just couldn't tell from the angle I was looking at. It looked like a sword. And then... this makes it Rodgar's sword. Bam! Let's go! This is a really fucking elaborate trap and lock system here. Y'all deserve some motherfucking credit for this. That is a sick-looking shield, by the way. I kind of hope it's good. If it's not, I'm going to be very sad. I've completed Sir Henrik's quest by recovering the shield of the Crusader. I should continue to search for the relics that the other Ghost Knights were questing for. My game is... Oh, okay. My game is locked up. Oh, no. The game is not responding. Oh, no. Fuck! Okay. Yes, but if I had saved, you wouldn't have the opportunity to gloat that you had told me to save and I didn't. Fuck! And now it just full-on crashed. Fuck!